Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Herzlich willkommen. Добро пожаловать, друзья. I will start a new topic on my channel. The name of this topic is Humanity and AI and CFD. The main parts will be, of course, Humanity, AI and CFD. There will be no special focus on just one of these parts. Instead, there will be a constant interviewing of them. Sometimes we will talk about tools like AI that help us to achieve better results in CFD. Sometimes we will talk about AI itself. Sometimes we will talk about humans. And we will also put these separate topics together to discuss how they relate to each other. Of course, we will discuss the reasons of using AI in the CFD process. I will also create analytical videos about my own and other people's daily tasks and experiences, which can be helpful for all of us. I don't know the exact path this will take, because we don't yet have the full information which make us ready to complete this puzzle. So we will go step by step building our knowledge until we achieve success. You can think of it like agile project management. We have a target and a first appointment. After presenting the initial results, we can discuss them, set new targets, or even stop the investigation to start a new one within the broader topic. We will discuss the integration of AI into the CFD process and similar themes. Perhaps our discussions and your comments will help us take the right steps to achieve the best results and a deeper understanding of CFD, AI, and humans. So everyone is welcome to contribute. For example, by making notes or providing me with links to better understand the current situation in the CFD world, which is now definitely connected to AI. My videos come out rarely and my responses may be delayed, but that is not the main problem. What is important is the methodology that I try to embed in every session and each video. Based on this methodology and the information provided, you can create your own cases and do your best. This new topic might seem confusing or unexpected, but I have a reason for it. Sometimes it is necessary to step out of the system and think about what is happening around you, what is going on the planet, in the world of science and in the CFD world. After you collect this information, see yourself and your work from outside and analyze the situation, you can easily correct your target, save your power for the future, and move forward with this new input. I'm not mentioning anything unusual. Certain systems already work like this. They follow such steps to achieve the best results by going through iterative cycles. The product development process is one of them. I repeat, everyone is welcome to give comments and provide links that can help us to move forward. So the intention is now clear. In this first video, let us talk about AI in CFD and AI in general. We have been living in the world of AI for about 3 years now. But what is AI? Is AI just a tool that helps us? Is it powerful enough? Is the information it provides really useful, and does it save our time or not? Does the current version of AI waste our time? Is there still a need to write on CFD forums or read them? What does the future hold for humans and CFD with AI? We might examine aspects that are uniquely relevant to us to clarify the distinctions between us and AI. This in turn can help us better understand who we are as human beings. So let's become smarter than before by conducting a thorough analysis of all available information. I will start with my own example of using AI in relation to CFD problems. I'm speaking from my memories, so there might be some minor inconsistencies, but the fundamental concepts will be clear. What is new in this video when there are so many others on the topic? Most exciting videos cover a specialized area of AI. Some focus on technology or science, others on the history of AI, and many on its general usage. My approach is different. I will cover all the major topics of AI application, provide examples with expert opinions, and add my own perspective to the discussion. Our target is to comprehensively understand the AI, its present state and trajectory, and to synthesize this knowledge into a final summary by 2025. We will conclude with our informed perspectives on the future development of AI and how they anticipate it will continue to evolve. If you are looking for a smartphone holder, I offer you the possibility to manufacture your customized one. To do this, I need the dimensions of your smartphone. The smartphone holder will be made according to them. My portfolio already includes several smartphone holders from different manufacturers, Samsung, iPhone, etc. As soon as the 3D model is ready, you can start with 3D printing. At the end, you screw the parts together and you can start using this. The smartphone holder has a camera cutout for video and photo recordings, access to the charging cable and a pen holder. It is very stable and can be placed anywhere without falling. You are welcome to order your own customized smartphone holder from me. My first hands-on experience with AI in CFD was the discussion with ChatGPT. In December 2024, I was troubleshooting errors while trying to run the Buoyant Simple Form solver. The main problem was an overwhelming number of errors preventing the solver from starting. For several days, I couldn't get any results. Given the AI had become a prominent tool, I decided to use it. I asked the AI to identify the potential source of the problem, providing it with the failure log for analysis. It gave me a long list of possible reasons from which I filtered the most likely ones. There were two core problems. The first was incorrect initial values for the turbulent kinetic energy K and turbulent dissipation rate. These values need to be physically related to the flow velocity. The second reason was a generally too high inlet velocity for the solver's stability. The AI attempted to calculate the starting values for K and epsilon based on the velocity and other inputs, but its initial suggestions contained errors. However, by analyzing the structure of the AI calculations for K and epsilon, I began to understand the relationships. I proceed step by step, using the AI in conjunction with specialized websites and resources where I could independently calculate key parameters like Reynolds number and gas properties to verify and correct the values. Let's talk about a session history. This total process gave me my initial understanding of the problem. I made several attempts using the calculated values for turbulent kinetic energy K and turbulent dissipation rate epsilon, but without success. The calculation still would not run. The breakthrough came when I reduced the inlet velocity and updated the values for K and epsilon accordingly. The calculation finally started running. This was a huge progress, as this specific problem had not been solved in any CFD form I could find. Nowhere. To this day, I do not have a complete solution for how to increase the velocity to desired 20 meters per second and achieve stable results. It is possible that buoyant simple form solver has limitation with such high Reynolds numbers. However, achieving a running simulation with a velocity of 10 meters per second in my pipe instead of required 20 meters per second was a significant result that made me happy. So what was the AI to me at that moment? First, it was a listener, a tool that heard my information and provided logical, structured output. This was far better than talking to myself. By trying to correct the AI suggestions, I was forced to better understand what I really need. And in the end, the result was achieved, even if the AI itself was still weak at this moment. To present the results of this buoyant simple form case, I will create a video that will serve as a continuation of the initial part 1 buoyant simple form tutorial. We will return to this CFD solver in more details in future tutorial. My second significant experience with AI involved searching for an alternative to ChatGPT. I had come to view that ChatGPT is a kind of Wikipedia containing a wealth of information but also numerous errors and a strongly politicized bias. I was unwilling to use a tool that would try to correct me in areas where I'm the expert. Furthermore, the necessity to log in with Google account or pay for an advanced version was a drawback. This led me to test DeepSeek, and its capabilities extremely surprised me. First, it is not politicized. I tested it with some provocative prompts, and the AI didn't suppress or interrupt the conversation. Of course, it is not my way of communication, but anyhow, I tested it. The main discovery was that DeepSeek possessed extensive knowledge about the specialized and often poorly documented tool OpenForm. I asked it about substituting the simple form solver to incorporate a gravity, a topic I had researched extremely on CFD forms. I was testing its competence. This was my question. I am searching for solver modification or solver substitution in OpenForm. I need the solver like simple form but including the gravity. Surprisingly, the AI started substituting the solver was unnecessary. I was amazed. it told me that I need to add a file to the constant directory, a G file for Gravity. At that point, I was already testing this method based on my own suspicions, but it hadn't worked because I knew that simply adding the file wasn't the complete solution. I informed the AI that adding the Gravity file alone didn't change the situation. In its next response, it was able to explain all the necessary steps and modifications required across the solver settings, constant files, and other locations to achieve the desired results. This once again made me amazed and very happy. Finally, I asked it about replacing the modified simple form with the buoyant simple form solver as described in the CFD forum. It also provided me with clear instructions for its use. Buoyant simple form did works. Anyhow, DeepSeek didn't answer the question why I got the problems by running it with high velocity input. Remember the first usage of AI. Nevertheless, its answer regarding the solver modification was more precise than what I had received from ChatGPT. It's possible that both AIs are now on similar technical level, so I'm not here to advertise one over the other. Everyone is welcome to test this themselves by replicating my questions step by step with AI of their choice. I haven't yet implemented the AI's instruction for modifying simple form or getting buoyant simple form to run at higher velocities, as I haven't found the time. But that session was intellectually significant and was the reason I decided to create an account with DeepSeek. I suspect that scientific and technical domains are particular strength of this tool. Perhaps ChatGPT or other platforms or others performs equally well, but I said my reasons for trying DeepSeek were multi-faced. I have heard people claim that DeepSeek promotes propaganda for China and communism. I cannot confirm this. And as I said, it is not a problem within the context of my technical work. This was my second successful trial in implementing AI to my CFD workflow. Following these experiences, I also used AI to investigate the differences between OpenFOAM and OpenFOAM Plus. This time I already had a good understanding of the topic from my research on CFD forums. So this served as another assessment of the AI's knowledge. We could even reproduce that session now. At the moment is September 25. My first question was, what is the difference between OpenFOAM and OpenFOAM Plus? I don't need a detailed comparisons of license types, but I'm more interested in the quality of the solvers and opinions from CFD forums or experts. Who works for money versus who works for quality? Perhaps the one working for money is also one focused on quality. I need your analysis. The AI responded by outlining the differences. OpenFOAM, the foundation release, this is the version released by OpenFOAM Foundation, led by Henry Weller in the original vanilla OpenFOAM. Its philosophy is to be a robust open source toolkit for computational fluid dynamics. It's the baseline against which all our versions are measured. OpenFOAM Plus, now it is AC OpenFOAM, This is the version developed and supported by AC Group, a commercial CIA software company. AC forked the foundation code around version 3.0.1 mark and has since developed it independently. Its philosophy is to provide a stable, validated, and industry-ready version of OpenFOAM, often with a focus on specific industrial applications like automotive aerodynamics. Then the AI moved on to discuss solver quality and capabilities. The main focus was on industry versus research. AC targets industry, while the foundation focuses on science. There was also an example of specific solver and model development, though this wasn't particularly relevant to me at the moment. Next, the AI shifted to opinions from the CFD community and experts. I'm not sure if this information came from CFD forums or scientific publications, but here are the key points about the topic: industry professionals who working for money, supports contact, reduced risk, efficiency, and at the end, the verdict for them. AC's versions is higher quality because quality is defined by reliability and support. On the other hand, academics, researchers, and code developers working for science flexibility prefer access to a latest method, transparency, and control, no vendor login, and the verdict for them, the foundation version is higher quality because quality is defined by innovation and flexibility and openness. The AI also mentioned a common forum sentiment. You will often see experienced users on forum like CFD online recommended the foundation version for learning. The reason is that by using the vanilla versions and dealing with command line, you develop a deeper understanding of the underlying physics and numerics, making you a better CFD engineer in the long run. I don't agree with this sentiment because based on my observations, OpenFOAM Plus seemed more interesting to most users on the CFD forums, which I read. This perspective holds true for me as well. Regarding who works for money and who works for quality, this essentially repeats the previous statements. OpenFOAM Plus works for industrial robustness. The OpenFOAM Foundation works for scientific innovation and flexibility. Both are committed to quality in their respective direction. I agree with this final statement. Then I asked about cloud services. Why didn't you mention anything about cloud services? This is very important. As far as I know, OpenFOAM Plus doesn't support cloud. The response was the following. Here a misunderstanding occurred and the AI provided an incorrect response. It would have been better to not to answer at all than to offer irrelevant information without seeking clarification about my actual interest. Naturally, I wasn't interested in opinions from the community or CFD forums at this point. That was covered in the previous question. This question was solely about cloud services. So I repeated my query and gave the AI more context about what I was looking for. No, I meant cloud service. Maybe I'm wrong. After the clarification, the AI informed me that both OpenFOAM and OpenFOAM Plus provide cloud services. This was new information for me. Of course, the AI was still considering the initial questions and its sub-questions about who works for money, here, who works for money, and expert opinions. I scrolled to the end of the answer and stopped at the conclusion summary about cloud comparison. My next questions were: is the cloud usage available for each user in OpenFOAM and OpenFOAM Plus? Which cloud is cheaper to rent a core of PC, or how does it works? Which cloud server is bigger? And since when it became possible to use the cloud service in OpenFOAM Plus? Thankfully, this time the AI didn't revert to answering my previous sub-questions about who works for money and expert opinions. It's finally addressed the cloud topic directly. The answers were: first, is cloud usage available for each user? Yes, absolutely. Which is cheaper to rent a core? How does it work? This is the most complex question because you are comparing two different pricing models. There is no simple per core price for the software itself. The AI provided some examples of how it works. The next question: which cloud server is bigger? This wasn't the correct question. Both cloud services are sufficient for our needs. Since when did it become possible to use the cloud service in OpenFOAM Plus? ACE's official software as a service offering OpenFOAM Enterprise was launched in 2018. My next question aimed to clarify the relationship between the OpenFOAM Plus, Enterprise and normal version and their compatibility with cloud services. The main answer was: you are correct to distinguish between the normal version and OpenFOAM Plus Enterprise version. They are essentially the same software but delivered through different channels. This is the answer. Let's go back to, or go down to summary and conclusion. The AI explained how to obtain the software, what it is, and how to use it. Then it elaborated on licensing. He answered, yes, but not in the way you might think. You have two options which align with the two options for the foundation version. Option 1, the do-it-yourself on a cloud VM method, just like foundation OpenFOAM. The critical difference is licensing. If you do this for commercial work, you must ensure you have a valid commercial license from ACE to run their software on a cloud VM. The free academic license does not cover commercial use on cloud infrastructure. The option 2, the OpenFOAM Enterprise service, the official cloud service. Conclusion. The normal version of OpenFOAM Plus can be run on any cloud server you configure yourself, just like the foundation version. The main hurdle is ensuring you have a correct commercial license from AC. OpenFOAM Enterprise is not a different software versions, it is a different delivery and support model for the same OpenFOAM Plus software, designed specially to make cloud usage simple and compliant for businesses. So to answer your question directly, yes, the normal OpenFOAM Plus can be used on a cloud server in a do-it-yourself fashion. The enterprise version is the simply AC's way of selling that the same software as a managed cloud service. Since I do not use cloud service, this information wasn't particularly relevant to my interests. Let's continue. I asked the AI, is the command surface feature extract and the dictionary surface feature extract dict used by SnappyXMeshDict available in OpenFOAM and OpenFOAM Plus? Perhaps there are changes in the command, different in writing but the same in outcome. Or does OpenFOAM not use it anymore? The answer was yes, the command surface feature extract and the dictionary surface feature extract dict are available in both OpenFOAM Foundation and OpenFOAM Plus AC. However, there was a significant change in Foundation version that AC didn't initially adopt, leading to differences. Currently, both versions support the newer, more flexible syntax, but you will still find many tutorials using the old method. The AI explained the old and new approaches. Conclusion. The command itself is the same. The difference lies in the input, the file structure. The Foundation version introduced the innovation, the new method, and AC eventually adopted after a delay to ensure stability. This pattern is very common across the entire OpenFOAM ecosystem. Always check the tutorials that come with your specific installation to see which syntax it uses. My next question. I have read this text on a CFD forum. You can copy and search for it in CFD forum and read the surrounding opinions. Moreover, in educational institutions, I have frequently seen the Foundation version being used, but not from AC. Is this more or less correct? We had already touched on this, and the AI reiterated. Yes, the statement you read on the CFD forum is absolutely correct and reflects the prevailing reality. Conclusion. The statement is highly accurate. The OpenFOAM source philosophy, zero-cost pedagogical value, and research-friendly nature of the OpenFOAM Foundation version make it the overwhelming favorite in the educational institution around the world. My next question was, sorry for repeating the same point, but I found the exact definition of what I meant by cloud service. This was also a statement from a CFD forum. You can search for it. The statement itself. AC Open CFD Ltd doesn't provide a cloud service, but CFD Direct Ltd does. Is this now correct? The answer. The statement you found is correct, but it requires important context about the timeline and the corporate structure. This was absolutely true for a specific period, roughly 2015-2018, but the situation has changed since then. Here's the explanation of all details. And now the conclusion. The forum statement you found is a historical artifact. It was correct when written, reflecting the market before AC Group launched its own cloud product. My next question. What about the following statement from CFD forum? We have already discussed this, but once again, what is your correct knowledge on this? Every time I happen to reinstall OpenFOAM, I find myself pondering on this very same dilemma. I then somehow settle for .com version just because it has that grad operator symbol, which makes it more familiar in remembrance of the college days fluid mechanics aerodynamics courses. It makes it feel that they are the real nerds. I completely misunderstood my question, incorrectly classifying the .com version as belonging to the OpenFOAM Foundation. It began providing wrong information, which was quite amusing. Here's the structure of his response. So I corrected it. Hey, this text means exactly the opposite of what you just said. The .com version is precisely the AC Group and OpenFOAM Plus. They are the real nerds. What's wrong with your flexibility in providing answers that align with your users' perspectives? They are corrected response. You're absolutely right, and I apologize sincerely. I made a critical error in interrupting that forum quote. Thank you for the correction. My analysis was backward and you have correctly identified the mistakes. Let me reanalyze the text with correct understanding. The key is the domain name. .com refers to openfoam.com, which is the official website of AC OpenFOAM, OpenFOAM Plus. .org refers to openfoam.org, which is the official website of the OpenFOAM Foundation. He corrected the analysis and write some more details. Summary of the corrected insight. The forum user's perspective is fascinating. It shows that the AC OpenFOAM.com version offers the mathematical grad operator. For this user, that symbolic notation is a key feature that makes the software feel more authentic and academically grounded. Therefore, they perceive the team at AC as the real nerds for understanding and implementing this detail that resonates with their engineering education. Then I asked, okay, this point seems very subjective and you cannot prefer one over the other. Next step. As I understand it, the .org version focuses on usability and maintainability, thus reducing the number of solvers by merging some into what are called modules, while the .com version maintains and adds new solvers each year. What can you say about this statement? the AI outlined. The foundation's strategy is modularization. Here's the answer. The AC strategy is solver expansion. Who is right? It depends on your perspective. And at the end we have the conclusion. Your statement is highly accurate. The divergence in strategy perfectly reflects the different governance and funding models. The foundation is stewarding an open source project. Its priority is the long-term health and maintainability of the code as a toolkit, hence modularization. AC is selling a product. Its priority is to provide immediate, tangible features that solve customer problems, hence solver expansion. My final question was, many users feel that OpenFOAM Foundation is becoming more of a black box. Do you agree with this? Can you analyze the development? Your previous statement was the foundation.org is stewarding an open source project, but my understanding is that a black box is the opposite of open source. The AI discussed. First, it analyzes why some users feel it becoming a black box. Then, we were talking about reconciling black box with open source, and at the end we discussed who is driving this change and why. The answer in total: the perception that OpenFOAM is becoming a black box is understandable, but it reflects a shift in software architecture, not a move away from open source principles. For the end user engineer, the trade-off is potential ease of use and power feature at the cost of immediate transparency. You need to trust the framework more. For the developer, researcher, the new structure is ultimately more powerful and maintainable. So the key to the box is still there. It's just that the log has become more complex. The foundation faces a dilemma: prioritize the comfort of existing users with the old, transparent but messy structure, or prioritize the long-term health of a project with a modern, abstract built, maintainable one. They have chosen the latter, which is responsible choice for a project of this scale, but it unavoidably creates friction and the black box feeling for some. So while the code is more open than ever in a legal sense, it is less open to immediate comprehension for the average user. This is the core conflict you have astutely identified. This was the end of discussion. So you can see what it is like to work with AI. In summary, I have chosen to use OpenFOAM Plus precisely for the reasons highlighted in my communication with AI. One point that was particularly new and interesting to me is the fact that AC Group utilizes cloud services, making it a compelling option for large-scale calculations. I hope this information is true. Now we have reached the point where I want to pause our work with CFD and reflect on what is happening around us. Let's revisit the fundamental questions mentioned earlier. What exactly is AI? Is AI merely a tool that assists us? Is it powerful enough to be truly useful? Is the information it provides actually helpful and saving us time, or are current AI systems still not sufficiently helpful? Has the need to write on CFD forums or read them become irrelevant? To properly address these questions, we need to examine AI development up to the present moment in September 25. I will conduct a kind of brainstorming session, organizing all the key points into bullet points that we will systematically explore in our upcoming videos. Now we are going to finish the first video about the AI. Be happy and all the best. Bye bye for now.